my freaking dude, I hate having allergies.
It's not.
I do.
It's not allergies, bro. It's the nose spray.
It's not even the nose spray. It's not my nose spray addiction.
You
Nose
think
spray
so?
addiction
You
is
think that's
a myth, dude.
a myth
I'm just kidding. It's a conspiracy.
made up by the white man?
Yeah, it's just a
We fall into the
conspiracy, dude.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I do. With my nose spray, like it's not even okay because it's not. Let me explain. Okay, I don't actually think it's a conspiracy theory. However,
Bro,
it's
why
not.
did we say it at the same time? That was weird, right? That was
It was.
weird, right? Yeah.
It's not. It's not like an addiction like heroin or something, but it's. This is the way the doctor described it. Is that
Okay,
it's
I'll be
not an
serious.
addiction. Yeah, it's not an addiction like cocaine or heroin where like you need it, to keep going. It's because like, you don't sit there and crave nose spray all day and be like, "Damn, I wish I could have another hit of Afrin." It's not like that. But it's like those vessels, the vessels in your nose are what gets addicted because that's why you're not supposed to use it for more than 3 days. Because you use it and then those vessels like, it has that anti-inflammatory properties in it, so it makes all the swelling in your nose go down and those membranes and everything. And so then your nose up in there gets like addicted to those chemicals basically the way that if you don't use it, your body stops producing naturally whatever it does to make all the inflammation in there go away. So after a few days, like if I just quit cold turkey and I don't use nose spray, like 3 or 4 days in, then I'll be able to breathe on my own again. But like it will get so swollen that I cannot get any air through my nose. And so then it freaks me out and then I end up using again like I act like as if it's heroin for real. But that's what it feels like because I'm like, "Oh, I just need one hit, like just one so I can breathe and then I can sleep peacefully." So I'm gonna try and wean off one nostril at a time, but
One nostril at a time.
yeah,
Bro,
that way.
honestly, I have the same problem as you, but I just have one nostril that partially works, and then one that does. Like I can blow my nose, and it's like one nose is like one nostril. I mean nostril is like all that, and then one side is just all dead. It's like
Yeah, it just like
barely
doesn't
any air
work,
comes
dude.
out. Yeah,
But now I'm all
and
like
then
sniffing. I'm like, "Ooh."
and then occasionally I'm like that nostril works like super good. Like I'm smelling something, I'm like, ooh, that smells good. And then sometimes I'm just like chilling, and I'm like, can't smell anything.
I wonder why that is.
I wonder if like the how do I say it? It's a how do I say it's one of your five senses, right? To be able to smell.
Yeah.
But I wonder like if you mess up like a sense, I imagine you can't like get it back, right? Like
Mhm.
it's one of those things.
Yeah, that's what like with when COVID was a thing and people were like losing their sense of smell, dude. Like that was honestly, I think all the pharmaceutical companies and all these like big box companies probably got together and they're like, what can we do so we can all make some money? And they all went in on it together because I know the freaking nose spray sales shot up. Because people couldn't
Oh,
breathe, they couldn't smell
definitely.
anything, so they were buying it, and that's probably when my addiction started. Like I should sue the government at this point for throwing COVID out there and making me have an addiction to nose spray. But I don't
Did
even
you
use
did
that.
you get did you get COVID?
I
Man?
did. I got it once, and it was actually I got pretty sick. Um, I like lost my sense of smell and my taste for like I think it was like 9 days or something. My taste was like the worst part because like I didn't realize how much I took it for granted, and like I lost all kinds of weight because I like didn't even like food, and then I didn't realize how much I was just eating because the flavor was good. And once I couldn't taste it, I was like, this isn't even fun.
Well, I think one thing is like we base food off of smell.
Yeah.
So when that messes up like when that messes up one of your senses, I feel like they all go down. Like you're basically your taste and your smell went away.
Yeah, it was bad.
And
Well, because do you remember? I sent you a video when I had COVID. It was a long time ago, but like I literally couldn't taste anything at all. So I told you like nothing, dude.
a
Like I could
spoonful of chili, huh? That's what
yeah,
you
I
did.
was like, look, and I could like feel the spiciness, but I couldn't like even smell it. Like it didn't help clear my sinuses at all. And then I also just poured a Jack Daniel straight into my mouth, remember? And I could not taste it. I could only feel like the spiciness.
The you should have just taken a shot of the tequila, dude.
Dude, I should have. But no, tequila still would have messed up my stomach, dude. Something's in that. Something's in that, dude.
I believe it, dude. I believe it. The government's trying to kill us for sure.
They are, dude. They legit
All
are.
right, dude. Question real quick.
Okay.
You like conspiracy theories?
Dude, I love conspiracy theories.
My dude, same. I'm all about it. I'm all about uncovering the truth, even if it
Okay,
means nothing, dude. Even if
right, like it
in
could
all honesty.
it could mean nothing or it could not even be real, but like it keeps me interested to know that there's like crazy shit out there that we don't know about.
You know, honestly, one of the first conspiracy theories I ever heard was that the government is full of lizard people. You ever hear about
Dude,
that?
yeah, well,
I was like,
I've heard a ton of stuff about like lizard people and um do you know my first conspiracy theory that
what?
I believed? It's so stupid, dude. It was back in 2012 when we thought the world was gonna end. Remember that? So like I truly, dude, for like okay, when did I move out? So I think I was 16 or something when I moved out of my parents' house. I
Yeah.
had my own house and I had this closet downstairs. And this is probably frowned upon thinking about it now and unsafe, but I like was able to like purchase firearms from people or like
Ah.
get them hand me down. And like I was prepared for the like for doomsday, dude. I was a doomsday prepper for sure. And
Oh, what's that movie that came out around that time too? This is the end.
yeah, this is the end. Um so I had this like
Is that what
closet
you thought was
downstairs.
gonna happen, bro? Like,
Yeah, dude, I thought some shit with like crazy shit like that was gonna happen at first. Um, so then I had so I had this closet downstairs, and then I had these. I got guns, and so I like had them stocked and ready in there. And then I just started stocking up on ammo like a little psychopath. So it started like that, and then I was like, okay, well, what if like it's not like a zombie apocalypse type thing? What if like I can't find food and water? So then I started stocking up on like cases of water, and then I was a vet tech at the time. So all the expired like the expired surgical equipment, like the disposable sterile gowns that we had, like expired antibiotics, expired um, sutures, stuff like that. We would just throw them away and dispose of them. So I just was like, can I just take all this stuff? So then I just had like surgical equipment and gowns and gloves and all this medical stuff, medical supplies, and like
but you were
MREs.
ready to basically build a bunker and then like fight your way or whatever was gonna happen.
Yeah, and I like had all these MREs and stuff, and then I started buying like canned goods, dude. I was ready. And then the day came, I took off of work, and I was like, I said goodbye to my family. Like I was literally into this. I was like, bye guys, it was good knowing you. If you want to be safe, like come to my house. And then nothing happened. Um, so I prepped all those years for nothing, which was embarrassing. But I believed that I didn't just think that like all of a sudden we were gonna wake up on that day and there was gonna be zombies roaming the earth or something. Like I thought some like big event was gonna happen. That
Like the
like
sky was gonna like change and we were gonna hear like
yeah.
horns or something.
Yeah, and like people were gonna start, like demons were gonna start crawling out from the fucking earth, like, so, like something crazy. Like I was just ready for like the world's craziest shit. But then I had
So
met
to
this.
see that see what you just said, Miranda, like that whole thing, it leads up to another conspiracy theory about like how the Earth is the middle ground between heaven and hell.
Yeah,
And once the like whatever the rapture starts, how that medium isn't gonna be there anymore.
yeah.
So so it's just like free game basically. And
Well,
there might, how I see it, everyone gets raptured, right? But there's still a hell on earth. So just throwing it, what I think might happen in the rapture is that you might just have to go fight in the war.
yeah. I mean, maybe that's like already happened. Like I
It's
don't know.
already happened.
So, well,
Simulation.
the other thing I thought was gonna happen, it was all the stuff that had to do with Planet X, and some dude told me, and I truly believed it, and I got all obsessed with it, that Planet X was gonna come around, like orbit us, basically, and that it was gonna
Yeah.
throw off all the gravitational pull and stuff of our solar system, and that like basically things were just gonna like like our world was gonna like collide with other planets and it just like or explode. I don't
They
even know
said
what I
that
fucking
they
thought.
said
Like
that
it was gonna crash
the
into
moon
us.
would just like crash into the earth and then we just implode.
Yeah,
Or
and
implode, explode, whatever.
implode. I don't even know. Well, anyways, we would just crumble to bits and all die. I don't know. And like that's truly what I believed. Like I believed some crazy thing like that was gonna happen. And
Well, dude,
obviously
it's hard. It's hard, dude, because even when you're like, let's say when you're in church, you get fed all that too, right? And
Yeah.
that is also a conspiracy theory. So
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Well, and like, who knows? Maybe it did fucking happen, dude, and we're just like in another dimension, like living another life right now, and we just like maybe we're all a
we
fucking
some people got Rick and Morty, bro, where they just got sent to another dimension
yeah,
where that person just died, but they didn't.
yeah, and
Like
we
we just
we didn't
replaced them.
even yeah, and no one even knew because we were living in the same life, just in a different dimension. So I didn't even know that the other me
Damn.
from the other world died, and I just popped over there and
Imagine,
then just
dude.
continued life.
Imagine we're all just like the reason we all became friends was because we all came from different universes,
Yeah,
like
I mean
shit
it's
like that.
possible.
And
All that kind
imagine
of shit
like
is even possible.
I
Like
just tell you, and I was like in my universe, dude. It's like Miles died.
yeah, I mean like that. Well, that's possible. Is like in
like
other
the
timelines and other
Flash type of thing.
yeah, and different what are they called? It's timelines. Yeah, it's just different
Timelines,
timelines, different dimensions. And then like Earth 1 and Earth 2, like there's different worlds and stuff and they're all like on different time and
it's like
but
Miranda,
on
what
the,
Earth
at
are you
this
from? And then you tell me like 400 and some. I'm like, dude, I'm from
dude,
7. You're like, you
yeah,
chill.
you're like
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
from Earth 7, I'm from Earth 432. Like who knows, dude? That could
Yeah.
be and maybe that's why we have dreams. Like
Hey,
we're just dreaming about our old lives or dreaming like you
see, you
know
say that, dude. You know, your boy Jesus don't have dreams. Like I haven't.
maybe
The only time I have dreams is when I don't smoke weed.
weird.
Yeah.
Well, who
And I
knows
have
though?
real like vivid dreams, like if that makes sense. Like I feel hella real. But I'm
What
like,
about like when you're not smoking weed, you have vivid dreams?
yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's why, and you know, and then that keeps me like the dreams like they'll happen because you know like was it the dreaming happens like what 2-3 seconds technically, but it's like but then when you wake up it's like 4 or 5 hours or whatever,
Yeah.
something like that. For me,
Yeah, like
I would
dreams are
have a
supposedly
dream
super short.
and then wake up like 10 minutes later and I'm like, oh my god, and then
Yeah.
it just ends up till insomnia type of deal where I'm up till like 2-3 in the morning every day.
Yeah, just keep having dreams and waking up.
Yeah. So honestly, I just like I just black out, and then I wake up. I wake up good, dude. I'm fully rested because I don't dream. There's no dilly dally.
Well, maybe like if you go to another world or like say that actually did happen, then we just all woke up and like never know that it happened and like started our lives over right where we left off. What, do you just like wake up from a nap and then you're just in a different world, but you just don't
Like a
know?
VR type of deal, like a
Yeah, and
simulation
maybe
type of deal.
that's why like deja vu happens and stuff because you're like, wait a second, have I already lived this moment? But like maybe we're a
Okay,
simulation
see
and they tried to like wipe it
that's where
from
I
us.
get it. That's where when you have deja vu and shit,
Yeah.
that's like when the alternative you did that exact same thing, and
Yeah.
you're literally going through the same thing as them. Like what's been that meme that's been going on a canon event?
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
Dude, it's crazy. Like thinking of all that stuff is just insane.
Damn, dude. I used to like the second conspiracy theory. I think I got like really deep into, or maybe actually the first one. Actually, this is the first one. Was the Hitler like that Hitler didn't kill himself,
Or Hitler wasn't dead or
and
whatever.
or Hitler isn't dead, and then let me hit you with like what I heard, and then what I've witnessed, because this shit's real in Mexico and Argentina. Um, so you know after Hitler gave up or whatever, instead of you know giving himself up, he shot himself, him and his
Yeah.
wife. You know, there's a bunch of documentaries and stuff you can watch. They're on Hulu, they're on Netflix, they're on Amazon Prime. They're boring, right?
Yeah.
There's just like really old people talking about like what actually happened. The people that did the autopsy for that, it turns out the guy was like a colored person, and then the lady was like an old lady. So the bodies were fakes, right? They're body doubles.
Hmm.
They just like dressed them up as like Hitler and whatever. But when they ran it, they're like these people. It's like these aren't these people.
Interesting.
and and what they end up saying is that Hitler, you know, Hitler and his forces, because there's still people and his generals, they dispersed to Central America, and they ended up in Argentina and Venezuela and Mexico, and I think what's the other one that's right there? I don't know. One of the ones that are right there. and well, they started their own like little town, and well, he lived for years after that. And there's no one
Yeah.
was looking. They were looking for him, but they couldn't find him. And there was like I would imagine, like, let's say the Mexicans, like, there's just all of a sudden they were building a town like 2 hours like from your town. And you go there and it's just a bunch of people that are white skinned, and you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Um, when I went to Mexico with my family, we stopped by a town that's like 2 hours from what's that from central Mexico, and that town is full of tall white people that
Really?
don't correlate with Mexicans at all. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you never see those type of people, right?
Yeah.
My dad got to talk because we stopped by. I didn't get down. He got down. He stopped by. I talked to like two or three people. My dad just in like 10 minutes found out so much. Like, he told them that we were traveling back to central Mexico, and he's like, "Oh, where's that?" And then he told him, "Oh, it's just like 2 hours away." He's like, "Oh," he's like, "I've never left my town."
That's crazy.
And then he's like, "There's a lot of." He's like, "I don't see much brown people," and he's like, "No," he's like, "A lot of us are family, or we know each other." And I was like, oh shit. Um, so basically, what I think is, like, these Nazis or whatever, they did leave, and then they established towns, and then, like, these are just the generations that left. Like, they don't know
Yeah.
anything about where they came from. But they're
That would make
Spanish
sense,
speaking
dude.
Germans, dude. We'll say that. We'll call them that. They're Spanish speaking Germans because they're not from Mexico.
Yeah. That's super
And
weird.
that's just not just Mexico. It's Argentina and Venezuela. It's all those central places. There's like one or two towns where it's just whatever German they're from, right there.
I didn't
And
know that at all.
they're blue-eyed, blonde, tall.
Yeah. That makes sense. But that's sketchy.
Yeah. So it's like, is it a conspiracy theory or did it happen?
Did it happen? I bet you it did. Well, then, you know what other conspiracy used to trip me out when I was well, okay, it still does to this day, but when I was little, I was super freaked out about it. Is
Yes.
the Bermuda Triangle shit, dude.
Oh.
Like, that shit scares me. Like, I know I'm not like flying over it, but still, like,
Ever,
just
but
the fact that
that
it
it
just exists,
exists. Huh?
yeah, and that people are just like, no biggie, like, no big deal. And, like, it's not talked about frequently, and like, what the fuck? Yeah, I
Isn't
pulled up a
I feel
page just
like
now.
at least like once or twice a year, like, I feel like there's a plane missing every year or something, because
Well,
they passed over the Bermuda Triangle.
I'm on this page right now that has like facts about it. It says like the knowns and the unknowns. Okay. It says the exact amount of ships and airplanes that have disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle is not known. The most common estimate is about 50 ships and 20 planes. You know,
Damn.
that is a lot of ships and planes that have just gone missing.
And I feel like that's modern age. That's not like back in the day.
Yeah, this is just now
That's
that
in
we
the
can
last
report.
100 years, I bet, because they didn't
Um
even record that
it
back in
says
the day, probably.
the wreckage of many ships and airplanes reported missing in the region have not ever been recovered. And then it says it's not known whether disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle have been the result of human error or weather phenomena. Okay, so it's just all
But
of a sudden
I
human error just in that area? Like, that makes no sense.
in that split second, they're what's it called? They like forget they're driving a plane or whatever and sink it and like nosedive it down.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Or like the ship just all of a sudden just takes a wild ass turn and flips it. Like, it doesn't make sense.
No,
Right?
and then they, if it wasn't dangerous and if it wasn't the Bermuda Triangle itself, how come they're never finding any wreckage or any ships or literally anything or any sign of life or wreckage anywhere? Like, is it just
See,
people using
I
the
feel
Bermuda
like the
Triangle
guy.
as an excuse, or the government's just killing people off and like just using it as an excuse? Like, I don't know.
There's just a base there that just like signal jams everything, and then they just like missiles out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, that could be possible with the plane if there was some kind of weird like signal messer upper. Like, it could like just take all the power from your plane and boom, you just nosedive into the water. But at some point, you would think that, okay, see, here's the thing is, they're like, there's no known wreckage to be found, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but who's looking for the wreckage? Like, they're
How does
not
the? Oh
finding it.
yeah,
Who's they?
yeah.
Who's
How do they
they?
look? Exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what they modern age, Miranda? They can send just drones, you know,
Yeah.
drones with sonar. That's what they do nowadays.
Yeah.
But how does the
Back in the
signal
day.
not jam the drone?
Exactly. If it was a signal. And so, but like back in the day though, they just had to like Jack Sparrow it out there, and then like they end up dead, or like
Do,
how do they
do,
even
do,
know this
do,
place
do, do.
exists at this point? Like how do they even know it exists? How do they know?
Damn,
Like if people
how
are
would they
disappearing
know?
though, and does everyone who
Well,
flies
well,
over it
you know they
disappear, or
map it
like
out by
people?
sonar, don't they? Like that's what the ships do. They map it out by sonar, and they know there might be like when they're mapping it out, there might be like a small like smudge that just like messes up the signal, even with the sonar.
Maybe. It says there's like a ton of information about it on this page too. It says it's frequented with tropical storms and hurricanes. Um, it says a strong ocean current known to cause sharp changes in local weather passes through the Bermuda Triangle. So that's why they try to blame like, whoa, changes in weather and stuff like that. But it's like if you know that there's a possibility that you're just gonna freaking die right there, like why do you even do it? It says the Bermuda
Isn't
Triangle.
that hey that's that one ship? Didn't she die from that? The
Amelia
first
Earhart.
like female. Yeah,
Yeah.
her.
Well, and
They're
then it
saying
says
like she
right
was a
here.
bad bitch named Cinnamon, and then that she passed over the Bermuda Triangle, and then they say like the last signals that hit were her like hitting an island, and then when they got to the island, they found the plane, but they couldn't find her.
Yeah, who knows, dude? Look, this one says the Bermuda Triangle is one of the most heavily traveled shipping lanes in the world, and that it's yeah, it says is one of the
On
most
the
heavily
daily,
traveled. I
on
don't
the
know why.
daily, we fly through there,
Um,
bro. You don't even know.
yeah, it says it sustains heavy daily traffic both by sea and by air. So people are still using it. It's just they randomly disappear. Is that the only place that people randomly just disappear by in airplanes and in ships, or is there like another place in the ocean and in the world that this happens at, or is it just the Bermuda
Damn, bro.
Triangle?
That's just where Atlantis sunk, bro.
Dude, it might be. Not one of the world's. It says in 2013, the World Wildlife Fund conducted an exhaustive study of the shipping lanes and determined that the Bermuda Triangle is not one of the world's 10 most dangerous bodies of water for shipping. Then what are? Is my question.
The Black Sea or something like that.
Probably. It says the Bermuda Triangle does not appear on any world maps, and the U.S. Board of Geographic Names does not recognize the Bermuda Triangle as an official region of the Atlantic Ocean. That's weird. Why? Why don't they recognize it? I don't know. All of this is just sus to me. Like someone accidentally found out about it. They probably ended up dead, but the word still got around, and so now they're just like, bro, it's fine. You might disappear. It's not a big deal. Like, I mean, you could disappear on your way to work too, I guess.
That just reminds me of like all the people that go missing in the like the national parks and shit. Like
Yeah.
it's like a ridiculous amount, like 50 a year, and a lot of the time, like they find the body 10 feet from where he went missing, but they're looking for him for weeks. It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
And then usually they just say he fell, or the body was like remains of the body were found. Like it doesn't that doesn't make sense to me.
None of it makes sense. Like,
Especially like in areas like, let's say, maybe in forests and all that. Yeah, you know, there's a bobcat will come kill you, whatever, you know.
yeah.
Mountain lion, you know, there's bears. That stuff's real. But let's say like the Grand Canyon, that one has a really high, like, people go missing, and that's just straight canyon and desert. Like, what's gonna eat you there?
You never know, dude. Like, what, a
What I
snake
say?
you could get bit by like a rattlesnake or something crazy, but you would still be found because they act like people are like, oh shit, I got bit by a rattlesnake. You're gonna die quick. You're not gonna die in a 3-day span. Like, you're gonna die in a couple minutes. You know, like it's not like a 3-day journey of you trying to find help from a rattlesnake bite. Like, you're gonna die quick. Like, so what? You're just gonna like, it makes no sense. Like, he died from a rattlesnake bite, and I'm like, okay, but you found him 26 miles off of where he originally was, like curled up
Oh,
in a cape. Like, it makes no sense when they like put all these reports out and stuff, because I'm like,
like the
all
one
of it's a sus,
the
dude.
one
All
with
of it's sus.
the kid that went missing in the forest. And this one was crazy. I remember the lady was just walking in the forest, and then she had her kid or whatever, and then the kid like literally like stopped for like 2 seconds, and she said that she looked over, and the kid was just gone. And 2 weeks later, they found him, like you just said, exactly 26 miles from the trail, like off the trail, with no shoes. And
That's
then,
so weird, dude.
And then when they asked the kid like, what happened, like, like what happened to you? He just said like a big black man like picked him up, put him on his shoulders, and and was feeding him berries the whole time.
That's insane.
And it's like, how do you explain that?
Yeah, no, there was I can't remember what kind of animal it was. It was like a wolf or something. But there was like a little girl who got lost, and when they found her, she was like with a wild animal that like took her in and was like
Like
taking
some
care of
Tarzan
her.
thing.
Yeah, like some Tarzan shit. Like I think it was like a wolf or something. I don't know. That might be the wrong animal.
Like that one scary movie, Mama, like that type of deal.
Yeah, like some weird shit like that. And like the little girl got lost on a hike, and then they found like it was like super hot outside or like super freezing, one of the two. And there was no way she could have survived on her own. And then when they found her, she was out there with like a fucking stray dog or like a wolf or like a fucking mountain lion, like some crazy shit. And it like took care of her and like snuggled with her and like helped find snacks for her until someone found her. Isn't that crazy? Like,
yeah. It's like the mama instinct kicked in for the animal. Like it was a female animal for sure. It's because male animals just.
Sure. A male animal would have been like, you know what? You're kind of too much work right now. I'm gonna go.
A tasty morsel.
Yeah. That's what happened, dude.
Oh, dude,
No,
I got one more for you, bro. One more for you. And this shit is like, have you ever been to Disneyland?
Yeah, dude, I have twice.
Disneyland, the one in California, right?
Yeah, because the one in Florida is Disney World.
Disney World, dude. I've been to both, like, and then I've been to like 7 parks now, but I've been to the 6 parks in Disney World. And the first time it's because okay, see, I'll explain. See, in Disneyland, it's not just Disneyland. It's Disneyland, and then there's another park next to it called California Adventure.
California Adventures, yeah. So I've been to both of those. And then
in Disney World, there's
Universal
like a
Studios.
whole thing. There's a whole thing.
Okay.
There's the Animal Kingdom. That's where the Tree of Life is.
Oh,
there's
okay,
Magic
I know what you mean.
Kingdom. That's where the castle is. Epcot is the ball.
Yeah.
There's the water park, and then and then there's Hollywood. Is it Hollywood Adventures? I think it's Hollywood Adventures, and that's where like the Fast and Furious show is, and all that stuff is.
Oh, Universal Studios.
No.
Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah, but the people that do the stunts for them, they have a whole thing set up over at Disneyland, and they do a whole like production thing with like blowing up the cars in front of you and stuff. It's crazy, and then that's where like the Tower is and shit. Dude,
so what was the theory about it?
Oh, dude. Okay, so the first time I went to Disneyland, I had a bad time. I got lost. I remember that so vividly. I got distracted, like little kid shit. I got distracted when I looked back. Couldn't find anyone. They literally. All I remember is I don't remember who took my hand or the what's it called? The person working at the shop where I stopped took me to security, and then from security they just like said that there was a lost kid at here.
Yeah.
And then my uncle just showed up, and that's the first time, bro. That's the first time I ever realized like my middle kid status was like all to the max. My mom, dad did not give 2 shits I was missing.
They didn't even notice, dude.
They didn't even notice. They didn't even, like when I got there, they're like, "Oh, hi," like what happened, this and that.
They're like, "Where have you been?"
They didn't even, literally, dude. They didn't even ask till I was like maybe 18, 19. Like, what happened? I'm like,
what happened at Disneyland that one time?
You guys forgot you had a son. That's how I started it. Okay, so yeah, that was the first bad thing that happened, and then towards the night they have a whole like show at the castle or whatever, like with fireworks and stuff.
Oh, so I've been when I was in Disneyland, they had like a parade and fireworks and like that kind of stuff at night.
That's every day. Okay.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, so before they were prepping, bro, like there's like a light system that like moves around the castle and shit, and And when I was looking at it, it was making figures like demonic figures on the wall. Like, but it would stop. Like it would stop, and you could see the figure like clearly.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, "Whoa, what's that?" And then I'm like, "Oh, it's probably like they're probably putting the villains on the screen or whatever, right? Like on the castle."
Yeah.
No, dude. And then I remember looking up, and there was like they said that the Walt Disney's room is the one on the way top with the room, like the square. It's all the windows are like round or whatever, and that one is like rectangle. And I remember maybe they do it like they just put a poster. But I remember looking up, and then I saw like the shadow figure of like someone just standing like looking down at the castle, like looking at us, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh heck no. Well, there's like a lot of things that people have said about like Disneyland actually like being haunted, and like in the It's a Small World ride and like other rides they've seen like I think I don't remember if someone actually died in there or like so I can't remember. I'm gonna have to Google it.
I
But
think
people like report
It's a
seeing
Small
ghosts.
World. A kid like fell in, and then the dad jumped in, and then the ride kept on going, and they both got like ran over, and then they drowned.
Let me Google it. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah,
My
I
computer's going
think.
all slow, so if you can Google it before me, yeah, just put like It's a Small World conspiracy because I can do it on my phone too.
All right.
I'm looking it up. It's a small world haunted. There we go. It's a Small World ride turns into nightmare scenes after dark. Yeah, that's what it says. Yeah, Tim Burton. Okay. Ooh, this is creepy. The lights and things are on. Okay, so it says.
What did you learn?
Okay, so like I'm not even reading about the deaths, but it says that after dark, Disney's family-friendly ride, It's a Small World, apparently turns into a spectacle straight out of someone's nightmares. It says that it stays on after people leave, and that like the mechanical dolls keep like doing their own thing all by themselves all night, even when Disneyland is closed and when it's dark. They turn off the lights and the music, but the animatronics for the dolls keep going. So like they'll still be like like moving back and forth.
Damn, they're moving probably without the music.
It says the dolls move 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when the lights and music are off.
Oh my god, bro! Imagine you get stuck in there. Yeah, Disney is hella creepy at night, dude. Not even gonna lie to you. It's like the vibe because it always happens when I go. The vibe completely changes. Like let's say when the sun goes down at 9 and it closes at 10, the vibe is just like completely different at Disney. You don't even feel like you're wanted there, if that makes sense.
Yeah. The scariest ride, the Course of Horror. I'm still trying to find. Like, did someone die in it? Okay, let's see.
I think someone died on it's one of the train rides.
2 Disney World visitors died late last year. When was this? Oh, this was in like 2014. No, this was not. This was a 2015 article, so this was in 2014. One is a 22-year-old woman with a pre-existing condition. She lost consciousness after riding it on Christmas Day, and then she passed away. It doesn't say the other thing here. In 2010, a 53-year-old cast member became trapped underneath a boat, and then when the ride was inadvertently switched on while being cleaned, the man was taken to the hospital where he died. Okay, so that's one of them. But I remember Disneyland. Oh, there's a Disneyland in Paris. Okay, I didn't know that. That's where that guy died. But yeah, there's like been a couple deaths in there. I thought there was like reports of people seeing like a dead kid.
Well, see, look, what you just said. No, there's a bunch, bro. A bunch of people have died at Disneyland, but the thing is, there's like a whole thing they have where you can't technically die at Disneyland. If you're dying or something, they'll take you out, bro. So there's
He didn't die at Disneyland. He died outside.
Yeah, he died. He died exactly, so they don't get that thing. And look, I just put like random conspiracy theories, and then that's literally number 7 is no one can die at Disneyland.
Oh shit.
And let me see.
Yeah, because all the reports say he was squished by this, but taken to the hospital and died there. Like all of them specifically state that he died later from his injuries at the hospital or wherever. And nothing says killed at Disneyland. It just says he had a heart attack because he had a pre-existing condition at Disneyland, but then was immediately rushed out and died outside of Disneyland. Like the articles are very specific.
And then this one just says that including the 4 people that died in 1980, the 2 from 2018, and one worker that was working on the Caribbean resort, a cart he was pushing like flipped on him and pinned him to the ground and killed him. Basically, they're saying that all that shit didn't happen at there. That it's just they're just trying to protect their public image, and whatever accusations they hold against them, you can refer to their lawyers.
Dude, that's insane.
Disney don't play around, boy. You can't die at Disney.
Dude. That's insane. That this is even like real life.
Okay, and then the 2 that relate with Disney that I also it was all this information was probably given to me when I was like in 5th, 6th grade,
Yeah.
Not even gonna lie to you, but it's stuff I looked up on the internet, and then you see these fake articles and stuff. They say that Walt Disney was not a Nazi, but like he agreed with them. He like believed in what they believed.
I could see it.
And then he supported Hitler or whatever. And then the other one is that he since he was dying, he didn't want to die, he wanted to live forever. He froze his body.
I've heard that a lot too. I'm like, I was actually just reading something that said they just froze his head.
Oh, see, that's the one they try to. That's the fake one, bro. That's the fake one. They say that the head so you don't believe it. Like just the head for what? Some Futurama shit. Nah, dude. There's a whole thing like I just said. In Futurama, how they just freeze them in pods.
Yeah.
Like that's real. Like. I think it just came out in the public last year that they were doing that. That there's you can pay, and they'll freeze your body and they'll freeze your organs. All this apparently that you won't die.
But they only do it like right when you. I don't think you can do it if you're alive. You can only do it if you're dead, supposedly right now, anyways.
Oh no, I'm saying that this is new. Like they're saying that they can freeze you now, like how you are, and wake you up in 50, 60 years. You just gotta pay a lot.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even want to wake up in 50, 60 years without knowing like what was going on. You know what I mean? My whole family's dead, and then like I have to learn to live in a new world. That's like that
one movie with Sylvester Stallone where they're criminals or whatever, and instead of going to jail, they just freeze them. Like you get 60 years, and they wake up 60 years later, just like, what do you do? What do you do with your life at that point? Everyone is dead.
No, shit's crazy, dude.
And you get into the mindset like, okay, see, this guy was like believed the Nazi ideology. He froze himself. Let's just say he unfreezes. Let's say 100 some years later, right?
Yeah.
Goes outside, just sees like maybe it's a chemical warfare or it's just like future as fuck, right? And how does he like adapt to that?
Well, like you can't, because like even imagine someone who was born in the 1600s being frozen then, and then like literally being unfrozen right now and having to see the world that we live in. That would be an entire shock, first off, because of all the things that we've created and the way our world is. Like they were used to living outside and like using rocks and sticks to hunt for their food. And now they just come here and they're expected to wear clothes and like live in homes, have running water, have fire, have, everything easily accessible to you. Not everywhere, but if they
were fighting for their life at one point,
yeah,
and now they're just given to them.
Yeah, now they
like, what's my purpose?
Yeah. Like it would be crazy because they would have to learn skills and social skills and literally everything. And then, people from time periods like Hitler and before, there was slavery and there's still a lot of racism today, but there was stuff like that, and they would have to unlearn all the stuff that they'd been practicing, and I don't know, shit would be crazy.
Even just like the way they speak, dude, because like the way we speak now, it's not the same as the 90s, it's not the same as the 80s,
Mm-mm. It's all different.
All different.
It would be insane. Dude. That shit would literally be insane.
Let me ask you this. Would you want to go in the future or back in time?
Back
let's
in
just
time.
say we'll put like a year cap. Like you can it has to be like 30 years plus back.
Like 30. Well, I'm not even 30, so I would go back to a time where I didn't exist yet. would I still be born, or would I just get to
You'd
go
be
back
you.
and
You'd
see?
be you, bro. You'd be you to
Oh, okay.
experience that like a
Uh,
time traveler. We'll say that.
Honestly, I would probably want to go back in time because since we don't know what the future holds, and based on all the shit the world's going through right now, I don't think the future's going to bring us anything good. So, what about you?
Damn.
Like, it would be cool to see the advances in technology and stuff, but what are those advances going to be? Like, I wake up in 30 years and I have no choice but to get chipped and like live in a world where I can't make my own decisions or anything.
Damn. See, I don't think. See, you're talking about like that future. It's real, right? But
Yeah,
it's not. That won't happen in our lifetime, bro. Computers aren't that advanced.
maybe. I mean,
Maybe
maybe
at
not.
most, dude. I think we'll see at most people getting that chip.
Yeah,
The one in their head or whatever that connects them to the internet.
like
At most, we'll see that.
the
The
neuro.
Neuralink. Yeah,
Yeah,
watch this Neuralink for sure. It's gonna kill a lot of stupid people, right? Because people are like,
it
let's get
is.
it, right? But you never get that. You never get the alpha or the beta, right? You wait for the third or fourth one when it's already good to go.
Well, like even then, like there's people like who are way older than us. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, all these people. Bill Gates is building. Before I moved out of Arizona, he was buying up all this farmland in Buckeye, and he's like building like a smart city out there. And you have to have a chip to live there to get into your house to buy things at the grocery store. Like there's all these things that you have to do, and so like that future isn't as far away as you think because they're doing shit like that, dude.
Think about it in actuality, Miranda. People aren't stupid. Like they are, right? But they aren't that. Like that city
I
will
mean, they were.
fail 1,000 times over. It's gonna fail
Well,
a
it
thousand times
depends
over
because
because
it's
only
got
the
the
rich people
funding.
are gonna live there,
Exactly. It's
right?
not going to be for people like us. Like it's going to be
Yeah, exactly.
for super rich people, just like taking
And
a rocket to space. Like we can't afford to do that. There's not normal people doing that. There's what's their
yeah.
faces, super rich celebrities who, oh yeah, I'll
And
pay $1 million.
even
Like
then, it's I don't even even then I don't even found maybe like 5 or 6 celebrities are gonna do it, bro. Like in all
but
actuality.
who knows, dude? There's like a lot more rich people than you think who might do it. People are dumb. And they just want to go be with their own kind because they see us all
No,
as
people are just stupid. Like they're
peasants,
just dumb, bro. I just think it's that because look at what happened with the submarine.
Yeah,
Hey, bro,
exactly.
that's another thing. That's another conspiracy theory that they're I say they were just trying to kill that CEO, the one that went down with them.
It's possible, dude.
Cause
100% possible.
how do I say that ship, bro? There's like other reports on that, and like that ship that's its first fail in like 50 explorations or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they have other versions of that before that one exactly, and all those ships went down and up like perfect with the controller, and that one failed.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it could be a coincidence, that the Logitech controller, just shitty. Xbox 360 controller just.
Yeah, dude. That's why you don't buy. That's why you just go with PlayStation, dude. I'm just kidding. But no, like all of that stuff is crazy because you see, like you said, with the CEO, they have people that are, like in the town I grew up in, trying to buy their company, or they want to take their money, or something. There's always something, and that you see that, like how we were talking about the
or the son just turned 18.
Yeah, or like the son and his wife, like they want the $1 billion inheritance that they're gonna get, so they kill off the dad. Like there's crazy shit like that that's always happening. Or the CEO, the main science guy, whoever is doing what, they find out some extremely cool information that's gonna take another company down, so they get murdered. Like we were talking about with the pharmaceutical companies earlier when I made the joke about my nose spray and how the sales had to skyrocket during COVID. I mean, it's the same thing. Like,
I mean, hey, dude, not just that. It was also a rubbing alcohol and like
Everclear,
and
dude.
con swabs.
Yeah, you couldn't even buy Everclear at any of the. Not that I buy Everclear, but it was like there was signs at Total Wine in Phoenix saying like we are out of Everclear because people were trying to make their own fucking hand sanitizers and stuff. It was crazy, and
all that did was make all those companies, like the two companies that sold alcohol, it just gave them a bunch of sub companies that also sell alcohol now. Like literally, you can go on before, Miranda. Since I buy like bongs and shit online, you can. They used to sell like bong cleaning stuff, like 420 cleaner. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
99% alcohol, warm, some salt. Maybe you don't have to put salt, but sometimes it helps. And then just pour that in there. You can leave. I just leave it overnight. I don't shake it. That's too much of a hassle. I just leave it overnight, and then the bong is clean. So basically, before that, none of these websites sold alcohol. Now they sell like the gallon by the gallon.
Yep. Well, and then so like in the town I grew up in Los Alamos, we had the National Lab. That's where the atomic bomb was created. There's all kinds of stuff going on up there. And then you have places like Area 51 and that kind of thing. They come out, you have to sign all these contracts and NDAs, and like you're sworn to secrecy that like if you're in on these top secret like scientific missions and all this stuff, like you cannot fucking yeah. Well, like he's not even part of like the secret stuff at the lab. He's just a contractor. So like he might not be able to tell us what they're working on, but like I don't know. But like my grandpa, my mom's
like,
dad,
bombs. I'm just kidding.
Right, bombs. My grandpa, my mom's dad, he was part of like a secret area, so we have no idea what he ever did. I literally don't know. We never will know.
Miranda, and I want you to, at my funeral, now that you said that, I want you to hire 4 Italians at my funeral, and just like at the end of the funeral, like have them roll up, be like, "We gonna miss you, boss."
Dude. And they're gonna be like, "Why was he so poor?" I'm just kidding.
Is that why
he's
was
like
so
a
poor?
mob boss?
For his friend?
Yeah.
It's exactly why he had to be poor, because he was a mob boss. I had to pretend I was normal. See, mob bosses, they never think about it like that, bro. They always live in mansions. They always drive the nicest cars.
Never think it through.
Launch is just like wearing Walmart clothes, driving a shitty truck, mobbing with a Rolex though. No, I'm just kidding.
Did I mute myself because I accidentally hit the button? I don't know if it's muted or unmuted.
Nah, dude, no.
Okay, no, because I hit it, but then I clicked it again. Wasn't sure. But like I was gonna say though, like Los Alamos National Lab and like Area 51, there's been people who have like come out and like spilled secrets or been like, "This is what we worked on," and then they just mysteriously end up dead.
What's that one guy, the alien guy, Bill something?
What the hell is his name?
Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar. Yep. That's it.
With the jet engine Honda, bro. Ask about him.
But there's like all kinds of shit like that too. So we got to touch on a ton of this, and then when we have Fez on here, we'll get into.
Yeah, we'll get into the deep stuff, like the Alex Jones conspiracy theories that turned out to be true, because you know how outlandish he that person is, right?
Yeah.
He just like speaks his mind and it's just like goes off, and you know sometimes, hey, that's too much. It's too much. Like I don't believe it, but then the ones that were true, you're like, well, call me. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, like a lot of the theories end up being true, because it's like, well, even see, this is where I think like with all the conspiracy theories and all the scary movies that come out, like something's gotta be real, because like how would people just make this up? Like you know what I mean?
Exactly,
like,
Miranda. There's
like how would like a
Spider-Man game? Like, did you ever play it?
Miles Morales?
No, the one before it.
No.
That's technically like a part of that game. Okay, no. So that game came out 2019, right?
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, Miranda, there's a part like towards the end where a virus spreads through New York and the people are wearing masks, and then there's homeless throughout the city. Like at the end game, it's like if you're looking at like what was happening during the pandemic.
Yeah,
and I played it during the pandemic, and I was like, how would they know all that? Like,
well, and the same thing with like the Simpsons conspiracies, like how like everything that's happened in the Simpsons has like happened in real life, like after, like years and years, like even 18 years like after, it's just happened, like like with Trump becoming president, and then like with COVID and stuff, like that stuff was all predicted in the Simpsons episodes.
Even the 9/11, dude.
Yeah, all of it.
The posters printed in the back.
Yeah.
And that was weird, like from the 90s. Mm-hmm. and then oh dude, that reminds me, the towers going down and shit. But they never talk about they talk about those two, right? But they never talk about Tower 8 that also went down, where it was like full of people too. They never talk about that. There's like no memorial for those people. Like,
did you ever watch the movie Flight 93?
Flight 93? No.
Well, you should. It's on what's it called, on Amazon. I actually have the DVD too, so when you're here next weekend, we could watch it. But it's about one of the flights during 9/11 that didn't crash into a plane. It's one that just crashed into a field, and the people on the plane were able to like make calls to their family before it crashed and stuff. And so like they have like the real like they have like a better story and like idea of what happened on the plane. And it's a really sad movie, but I watched it when I was little with my grandma and I still remember it.
I know which movie you're talking about now. It's just like when you said it clicked, like, oh, they use the actual like calls, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I don't know if they use the actual calls in the movie. I can't remember. It's been a long time.
At the end. It's at the end when the credits are rolling. That's when they start putting dude, it gave me chills thinking about it.
Yeah, well, and then they show pictures of like the actual families and like the actual people, and like that's super sad, dude. That's fucking wild. I heard something outside the door, but no, we should. When you're here, we should watch that movie, and then we can watch a ton of conspiracy theory movies too. And we should do an episode about Pablo Escobar, dude. Because I was literally on this I love the show Narcos or whatever, and then like when I googled this that shit about Bermuda Triangle, it had a little thing on the on the side that says like facts about Pablo Escobar, facts about Venus, facts about this, and I was like, huh, and so I clicked on it, and I've been reading stuff about Pablo Escobar while we've been talking to.
Dude was a bad bitch, bro.
Dude, did you know he had $25 billion when is what he was estimated to have when he died? Did
you like that picture when he's in front of the White House while he was the most wanted man in the world? That picture, dude. That's honestly that's how hard this guy was. I don't know, like you can't. He was America's most wanted man just from selling cocaine, and this dude just takes a picture in front of the White House.
Well, he wasn't only wanted for selling cocaine. He was wanted because it was estimated that he killed at least 4,000 people while he was, and half of those were like, not half, but like a lot of those were police officers. He was like, although he was rich and selling cocaine, he did a lot of other horrible things too. And then I was reading just now that when he died, he had like basically like a zoo at his house. So he had 200 animals, including elephants, ostriches, zebras, camels, and giraffes. Many of the creatures were smuggled into the country on his drug planes. After his death in 1993, most of the animals were just transferred to zoos. However, 4 hippopotamuses were left behind. They soon multiplied because they kept breeding. And by 2016, which for some reason, I don't know why they didn't just kill them or something at this point, but by 2016, there was an upwards of 40 that lived in the area loose, even though they're not a fucking wild animal in Colombia, dude, I don't think. And it says the potentially dangerous animals have damaged farms and inspired fear in all the locals. Authorities began to castrate the males.
Scary, dude. They'll kill anyone. They don't, and then I'm pretty sure they'll eat you too. They don't care.
They will. They're mean. Well, it says authorities began castrating all the male hippos in an effort to control the population from what Pablo Escobar left behind when he died. Isn't that crazy? You just die and it's like, God dang it, Miranda's pet hippos. What are we gonna do with them? And then there's just 40 of them. And then you guys just I would hope you guys would just kill my hippos off.
Oh yeah, dude. No, see the thing is, no one would take care of them, right? But then they would survive somehow, like those hippos. Because who was taking care of the hippos, right? They survived on their own, right?
They must have, or someone was feeding them anyways. Who knows?
This guy was so rich. He could have had people like come in to feed them even after he was dead.
Oh, it says that according to his brother about it says according to Pablo Escobar's brother, about 10%. So this is only 10%, or it's translating what 10% of his income was. $2.1 billion was 10% of his yearly income, was written off annually, eaten by rats or destroyed by elements in some cases, and that's just of.
Well, I heard that a lot of his money was when they found it, the cash was like stuck like this.
Yeah, because it
had been in like a humid environment.
Well, he's buried a lot of his money, like in Colombia, and probably other places. It's known that like he buried a lot of his money so he could find it. So there's probably millions and billions of dollars like buried in Colombia and like on his farms and like just in random places that no one knows about because when he was on the run,
still looking for that shit.
Dude, it would be crazy to find it, and like I'm sure there's like Uncharted type of people who are just out there looking for it.
That's like the Mexican revolutionary. What was it? I don't know. Franco,
dude.
Was it? Francisco Villa.
Yeah. Okay, right here it says at the height of his power, his cartel dominated the cocaine trade, which is obvious, earning an estimated $120 million a week. A week,
well,
dude.
that's God.
Yeah, like I won't even make $1 million like in my lifetime at this point, and like he made $420 million a week.
That's
Gosh.
crazy. That's
In the late, see, this is the weird part about him is that even though he did all this evil stuff, like he did care about like his country, and it even states here that like in the late 80s he reportedly offered to pay off his country's debt of $10 billion if he would be exempt from any extradition treaty. So like he made a trade, like if you guys don't send me to jail and get me extradited, I'll pay off the whole country's debt, and they still were like, kill him.
Yeah, well, I mean, the country, it's so stupid, bro. It's like what happens in Mexico. Like they want the truth, the justice, but they don't want the repercussions that come with it. They don't want the war that comes after the truth and the repercussions. And then they're like, so instead of solving the problem, we'll just pay them off, and that doesn't work. It's just war.
No. All of it, like all this is crazy. I want to save a whole entire episode to talk about Pablo Escobar and El Chapo and like just stuff like that, so we can talk about all of that stuff, because that's where things get crazy, and it's not even conspiracy anymore. It's just craziness. Like this is all real. This has all happened, and the way the government handles things is crazy in my mind. But we'll have to save an episode for that.
Scarface, bro.
It's gonna be a long one, dude.
Like Scarface style.
Yeah.
Start an empire. Come from either from Cuba, Venezuela, Colombia. Yeah. What's the ones that are like next to the Philippines.
Philippines, yeah. Dang. Dude, he had a ton of different homes. Okay, I just want to say like one more thing. He had a fucking soccer field. He built like a big huge thing. Dang. He had a property that was 7,000 acres in Italy.
I wonder what celebrities this guy like had at his place, dude.
Dude, a lot.
I'm pretty sure he'd be like, Beyonce, I'll fly you out. Just perform for me.
Yeah, for real, dude. I would.
Or I'll give you a couple mil. Just sign this NDA.
Mm-hmm. That's wild, dude. Oh,
that's wild.
I'm writing down 2 ideas on here that I just got for our next episode. What's his fucking name? The guy we're talking about, Pablo Escobar.
Pablo Escobar.
Okay.
I remember Ian used to say he had a homie, like his ride or die, his second in command.
Yeah.
Ian be like, "That's me, bro. That's you and me right there." And I'd be like, "Yeah, bro. I'll sell you out. I'll sell you out
quick, dude."
Yeah, quick. That's what I thought, right? Because that's what his that's exactly what his I think that's what his second in command did. He sold him out.
Probably, dude. These people will do anything. That's why you can't trust anyone in that world, because like as soon as you get caught by cops, you'll sell out anyone to save yourself. It's human nature. Like you can be the most loyal person in the world, and then they're like, "Hey, you're never gonna see your family again. We're gonna lock you in this jail cell, and you're gonna get raped and like beat for the rest of your life." And then, or you tell us, and we'll do it to your friend instead. And you're like, "Yeah, all right, it was Jesus," you know, like that. That's how it is. And I wouldn't like. I want to say like I would never rat out my friends or whatever. But when you're in a situation like that, like I swear people do it all the time. It's crazy. Dude, my dog would sell me out, bro.
See, people think they're hard until you're in that situation.
Yep, exactly.
See, for me, dude, I wouldn't. I'd snitch on someone, but I'd make sure it's the wrong person.
Yeah,
and make sure it's someone I really don't like. Escape, yeah, exactly. Like I got caught, but I'll tell you who the real drug dealer is if I get a plea deal.
Yeah.
And then it's homie.
It was Miles.
Miles Peterson.
His name is Miles Peterson.
And then I give him his address, what he looks like, a picture and everything.
Yeah.
And then Miranda, could you leave these 2 things in his pants pocket? And then he'd be like, yeah, sure. Yeah. They just come for his ass. No, he sees me. It's like Gunna and was it Young Thug when they're reading the thing for him.
Yeah. And
that guy snitched on him because he said that he didn't do the drugs, just him. He didn't sell drugs, and it's just me and Miles, both of us, like there. And for something for selling drugs, and then they just name him, not me, not both of us. And he just looks at me like, Jesus,
he's like, snitched. And you're like, bye, dude. Have a nice life in prison.
See, I have to be in there just 3 months, dog. You have to be in there 3 years.
Yeah, like, see ya. But dude, that's just crazy. I mean, like for like that, I feel like you could take the blame if it was like, oh, I'm gonna go to jail for 3 months. I wouldn't snitch. But if they were like, you're gonna spend life in prison, I would snitch, dude.
Yeah, see, okay, snitch or take the plea deal. I mean, they're gonna give you a plea deal if you snitch. You know, they're
Yeah.
not gonna.
Yeah, like if you take my charges away, bro, you bet your ass I'm gonna rat out Miles. I'm just... But see, the thing is, if you commit a crime, just get married to your friend, and then you can't testify against them and stuff. So
Damn.
yeah,
That's wild.
you can't testify against your spouse. So
Really?
yeah, so
That's
like if
wild.
you, yeah,
I'll
like if
never
you
marry my
committed
wife,
murder,
dude. I'll never marry my wife. I don't trust her. I'm just.
I don't trust her, dude. But
It's like what
yeah,
wife,
so.
Jesus? Exactly.
Yeehaw, brother.